When you are speaking English in a real conversation, do you ever feel like your brain knows what you want to say, but your mouth, it's just too slow?
Oh, absolutely. That happens to me all the time. It's like my brain is running a race, but my mouth is still tying its shoes. It's so frustrating.
I love that. That's exactly what it feels like. So today, we want to talk about something that is very practical and very useful for all of you learning English. We want to help you speak faster and think faster too, because here is the truth. Fluency is not just about knowing many words. Fluency means you can find the words quickly and speak them clearly in real time, right?
Exactly. And the good news is, this is not about rushing or forcing yourself. It's not like you have to speak very, very fast and sound crazy. No. This is about training your brain and your mouth to work together. When they work together, you can express yourself clearly and quickly without feeling stuck or nervous.
Yes, and I think many beginner learners, they worry about this. They think, oh, I don't know enough words, or I'm too slow. But actually, the problem is different. The problem is that you haven't trained your speaking muscles. Yes, speaking is like a physical exercise for your mouth.
That's right. So let's start there. Let's talk about the mouth first. Can we do that? Let me ask you, have you ever heard of tongue twisters?
Oh, yes. Those silly sentences from when we were children, right? Like, I can't remember one right now. Can you give us an example?
Sure. One very popular one is, she sells seashells by the seashore. Now, this sounds funny and silly, but actually it's very effective. Let me explain why. When you say a tongue twister, you are training your mouth to move faster and more clearly. Think of your mouth like a muscle. If you want to run faster, you train your legs, yes?
Yes.
If you want to speak faster, you must train your lips, your tongue, and your vocal muscles. And tongue twisters are perfect for this. They are like a mini workout for your mouth.
I like this idea. So, how do we practice with tongue twisters? How many times?
Good question. Here is what I recommend. First, pick one tongue twister. She sells seashells by the seashore is perfect. Then say it slowly 5 times. Slowly, like this. She sells seashells by the seashore. Like this. Clear and slow.
Right.
Then say it a little faster. Not super fast, just a little faster. Do this 3 times. Then say it even faster. Do this 3 times too. And then one more time, really fast. When you do this, you are teaching your mouth to move at speed, but also with clarity. You are not just being fast. You are being fast and clear.
This is great. So, I have a question. Is this like dancing? Because you mentioned rhythm before.
Yes, that's a very good way to think about it. Your mouth learns the rhythm of the words, and the more you practice, the less you trip over the words. It becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it anymore.
That's nice. And I think for people listening, they can practice this before they do something important, like before a meeting or an interview in English, right? This would help them feel more confident?
Absolutely. I used to do this before interviews. Just a few minutes of tongue twisters. It's fun, it wakes up my voice, and it builds my confidence. And here's a tip for all of you. Choose tongue twisters with the difficult English sounds, the sounds like sh and r. These sounds are very tricky for many learners, especially if your first language is Asian, like Khmer or Vietnamese. Practicing these sounds makes you faster and also improves your pronunciation.
Oh, that's smart. So next time you are preparing for something important, a class presentation or just a conversation with a friend, do a tongue twister first. It's playful, it's fun, and it's actually very, very helpful. Okay, so that's step 1, training the mouth. But then, how do we know if we are actually getting faster? How do we measure this?
Great question, because if you don't measure it, how will you know if you are improving, right?
Right.
So, here is a really fun way to check your speaking speed, and I did this myself. I took a short story, about 300 words. It was not too long, not too short. Then I set a timer for 1 minute, and I read the story out loud as quickly as I could, while staying clear and easy to understand.
Okay.
When the timer finished, I counted how many words I read in that 1 minute. So let's say I read 120 words. That's my speaking speed, 120 words per minute.
That's fun. So it's like a game, right?
Exactly. It is a game. And the cool part is, you are not competing with anyone else. You are only competing with yourself. So this time, maybe you read 110 words. Next time, you try to read 115 words or 120 words. It becomes your own personal challenge.
I really like this. And for beginners, I think this is important because sometimes we feel pressure to be perfect. We worry about the pronunciation, we worry about the grammar. But with this exercise, what should they focus on?
That's a really good point. I would say focus on the flow and clarity first. Don't worry if every pronunciation is perfect. That's not the goal right now. The goal is to speak smoothly without stopping and starting too much. Build your verbal momentum. Do you know what momentum means?
I think it means the energy that keeps you moving forward, right?
Yes, exactly. Momentum is the energy or force that keeps something moving forward. So verbal momentum means the energy that keeps your words flowing forward. When you have momentum, you don't stop between words. You just keep going.
That's nice. And one more thing about this exercise. You said to use a story, but can we use any story, or should it be a specific type?
Good question. I recommend using stories or topics that you enjoy, because when your brain is interested in something, you stay engaged. And when you are engaged, your speed improves naturally. You don't have to force it. So pick something you like. Maybe a story about animals, or about food, or about a country you want to visit. Whatever interests you.
That makes sense. Okay, so we have trained the mouth now. We have trained the speed. But I think there is something many people don't think about, and that is breath control. Is this important?
Oh, this is so important. And honestly, I think most people completely overlook this. One of the biggest reasons people slow down or lose clarity is because they are running out of air. They are not breathing correctly.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Think of your breath like fuel for a car. If you burn through the fuel too quickly, what happens?
The car stops. That's funny.
The car stops, right? So when you are speaking, if you use all your breath too quickly, your words become rushed, your voice gets tired, and by the end of the sentence, you sound like a balloon that is losing air.
That's funny, but I think I know what you mean. Your voice gets weaker and weaker.
Exactly. I used to do this all the time. I would start very strong and powerful. I am very happy to be here today. But then by the end, it's like, and I hope to see you again.
Yes. That's exactly right. So how do we fix this? How do we train our breath?
Great question. Singers and public speakers, they have special exercises for this. Let me give you one very simple exercise. Take a deep breath. Ready?
Yes.
Now make an S sound like a snake. S, and try to make this sound as long as you can. This exercise trains your body to control how much air you are using. You are not just pushing all the air out at once, you are controlling it.
That's interesting. So it's like you are learning to manage your air, like managing money, right?
Yes, that's a good way to think about it. You are managing your resources. Here is another exercise. Try counting out loud on a single breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But here's the trick. Give each number the same amount of breath and energy. Do not fade out at the end. Do not do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, I understand. So every word gets the same power and energy.
Yes. Once you master breath control, everything changes. Your voice becomes stronger, it becomes clearer, and interestingly, your speaking becomes faster because you are not stopping to breathe every 2 seconds. You are breathing strategically.
This is so good. And I think the key phrase here is breath control. Can everyone say that? Breath control. That means you are controlling how you use your breath when you speak.
Perfect. And here's one more thing about breath control. It gives you rhythm and confidence. Even when you are nervous, even when you are speaking in front of people, if you have good breath control, you sound professional. You sound prepared.
Yes. Okay, so we have talked about training the mouth. We have talked about measuring speed. We have talked about breath control. Now let's move to the brain, because you can have the fastest mouth in the world, but if your brain is slow, it doesn't help, right?
That's true. That's so true. So let's talk about thinking faster. And I want to start with something really important. Many people think that learning English is just about memorizing more and more words.
Yes, I hear this all the time.
But actually, memorizing is not enough. You need to understand. Let me explain. When I was learning English vocabulary, I used to write down 100 new words every week. I could recite them, I could say them, but if someone asked me to use them in a real conversation, gone, disappeared, like they never existed.
Oh, that's funny. But I think many students do this, right?
Absolutely. It's like downloading 100 apps on your phone, but never opening any of them. They are there, but they are not useful when you need them.
That makes sense. So what's the solution?
The solution is understanding. When you understand how a word works in real life, when you understand why it is used in a certain way, the word sticks with you. It stays in your brain. You don't have to dig and search for it when you need it. It just appears, like magic.
That's nice. So, how do we do this? How do we understand vocabulary better?
Good question. Instead of learning 100 random words this week, choose just 10 words. Then, for each word, do 3 things. First, say it out loud. Second, write it in your own sentence, not a sentence from the dictionary, your sentence. And third, try to connect it to a memory. Connect it to something in your life.
Oh, I like that. So, if the word is comfortable, I would think of maybe my favorite chair, right? And I would say, my favorite chair is very comfortable.
Yes, exactly. You are not just knowing the word, you are owning the word. It becomes part of you. It becomes part of your brain.
This is really helpful. Okay, so we have understood vocabulary better. But now, how do we think even faster? Is there a way?
Oh, yes. I call this mental sprint training. It's like giving your brain a quick workout to think on its feet. Do you know what that means, to think on your feet?
To think quickly without preparation, I think.
Exactly. You have to respond and make decisions very fast. So here is the exercise. Set a timer for 1 minute. Pick a random topic, anything, and then speak about it nonstop for that 1 minute. No pausing, no waiting to think of the perfect grammar. Just talk.
Oh, that sounds scary.
I know. It feels chaotic at first. Your words might be messy. You might say things like and a lot. But here's the magic. Your brain starts catching up. Your brain learns to think faster.
So it's like training your brain to work under pressure?
Yes, exactly. You are training your brain to think quickly when you don't have time to plan. And I used to do this exercise where I would look around the room, pick any object I could see, and describe it out loud as fast as I could, just to train that quick thinking muscle.
What did you describe?
Oh, everything. A pen, a cup of coffee, a picture on the wall, a shoe, whatever I saw first. And I would say, this cup is white, it is round, it has a handle, I use it every morning to drink coffee. The coffee inside is hot, I like to drink my coffee while I read the news. Things like that.
That's nice. So, the idea is just to keep talking without stopping?
Yes, just keep talking. Don't worry about being perfect. The goal is to practice speaking under pressure. And there is another version of this exercise. Take a random English question, something like, what is your favorite food and why? And answer it immediately. Do not think, do not plan, just answer.
What happens if I don't know what to say?
Then say anything. Say, I like chicken. I like it because it is delicious. That's a start. And then keep going. The more you do this, the faster your brain gets at finding the words you already know. It becomes automatic.
I see. This is like interval training for your brain, like you said.
Yes, but here's the important thing. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to practice showing up under pressure. And over time, you will notice something magical. Your brain responds faster, even in real conversations. Even with real people, you can speak more naturally.
Okay, I like that. But I have one more question. Sometimes when I have to speak, I feel nervous, I feel anxious, and this makes me slower. How do we handle this?
Oh, that is so important, and I'm glad you asked. Here's the thing. Your brain cannot go full speed when it is stressed or anxious. It's like trying to run while holding your breath. You can do it, but it doesn't work very well.
Yes, I understand.
So one of the best ways to think faster and speak clearer is actually to calm down, to calm your nervous system. And I have a technique I really like. It's called box breathing.
Box breathing? What is that?
It's simple. Breathe in for 4 seconds, then hold your breath for 4 seconds, then breathe out for 4 seconds, then hold your breath again for 4 seconds, and repeat, just 3 or 4 times. In 4, hold 4, out 4, hold 4. And suddenly your brain feels like it has more space, more room to think.
That's interesting. Does it really work?
Yes, it really works. I do this before presentations. I do this before interviews. And it helps me feel more calm and more ready.
That's good. What else can we do?
Oh, here is something funny but very powerful. Laugh at your mistakes. Really, laugh. If you freeze or if you say something wrong, just say something silly like, "Oh, oops, my brain is buffering." Do you know what buffering means?
When a video is loading, right? It stops and waits?
Yes, exactly. Buffering means a pause in thought or speech, like when a video is loading on the internet. So if you freeze, or if your brain is slow, you can laugh and say, "Sorry, I'm buffering right now." And this lightens the mood. It gives you permission to keep going, because you are human. Your brain is not perfect, and that's okay.
I like that. That's funny but helpful.
Yes, when you stop fearing mistakes, when you stop feeling like you have to be perfect, your thoughts show up quicker, because your thoughts are not fighting through panic. They are just coming out naturally.
That makes sense. What else?
And here is maybe the most powerful mindset shift. Do not treat conversations like a performance. Do not think you have to be perfect and impress everyone. Treat conversations like practice. Every conversation is a chance to get better. That's all.
Oh, I like that. That's a good way to think about it.
When I stopped thinking I have to sound smart and perfect, and started thinking, let me just connect with this person and have a real conversation, everything changed. My brain relaxed. My answers came quicker. They were smoother, and they were way more natural.
That's beautiful. I think that's really important for all the learners listening right now. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be trying.
Exactly. You don't have to be fast from day one. You just need to be a little faster than yesterday. That's all. That's the goal.
I love that. Okay, so let's recap what we talked about today. First, we talked about training your mouth with tongue twisters. We talked about measuring your speaking speed. We talked about breath control. Then we talked about your brain. We talked about understanding vocabulary, not just memorizing it. We talked about mental sprint training. And we talked about staying calm and having the right mindset.
Yes, all of these things work together. The mouth and the brain. They need to work as a team. And when they do, you become a faster, more confident English speaker.
And remember, this is not about rushing or forcing yourself. This is about practice and patience. Every day, you get a little bit better.
That's right. So what we want you to do now is pick just one thing from today. Just one. Maybe it's tongue twisters. Maybe it's box breathing. Maybe it's the 1-minute speaking challenge. Pick one thing and practice it this week.
Yes, try it every day for just 5 or 10 minutes. And then next week, come back and try another technique. Build your skills slowly and naturally.
And listen, we know you can do this. Every person who speaks English today started exactly where you are. They felt slow, they felt nervous, and they practiced, and they improved. And you will too.
Thank you so much for listening to English Talking today. We really, really appreciate you. If you enjoyed this episode, please like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new episodes, and share this with a friend who is also learning English.
Yes, please share, because the more people who practice, the more people improve. And that makes us so happy.
In our next episode, we are going to talk about something different. We are going to talk about how to speak English in social situations, how to make friends and have fun conversations in English.
So come back next time, keep practicing, and remember, you are doing great. Every day you get better and better.
Thank you. See you next time. Keep learning and keep speaking. Bye-bye.
Bye everyone. Thanks for being here with us on English Talking today.